The history of Chuck E. Cheese's in Pizza Time Theater. Here's the history. Nolan Bushnell created 4 guys who we all know as Chuck E. Cheese, Pasquale, Jasper Giles, Krusty the Cat, and the Warblettes. Krusty was very first to come to the Chuck E. Cheese franchise, but he never made it out of the first restaurant and became bye-bye from the series. But after that, he was then replaced with Mr. Munch, who is still a character today and in the future. These 4 guys remain the same, but when Krusty left, Munch was his replacement. Warblettes were still around, of course, but then they were replaced by the Mopsy sisters later then. But the Warblettes came back, but also in a rainbow variation. So when the boys needed something new for their band, they put up guest stars. And the first guest star they put up was Foxy Colleen, who was an Irish fox who sang Irish-style songs. Next became Madame Oink, who was probably around until 1983, because she became the second and last guest star to be featured in the restaurants. Because after Madame Oink came Sally Sachet, a disco-singing skunk. She didn't have a very long run and only had a year to perform and then went bye-bye. Next came Harmony Hallowett, who was my mom's favorite, by the way. I don't know how long she's been around, but I think she's been around for like 4 years or something, long before 1984, when I went bankrupt. Because after all that, came a character named Helen Henny, who is now still around and the permanent female member. She can still be found to this day, kind of. And now she's all modern with the other guys. But enough with the main band. Let's get to the cabaret. Now, when the second restaurant appeared, there was even cabaret lounges, and goes by the name of Dolly Dimples. Dolly Dimples was very first for the cabaret. And next after that was Artie Antlers. Artie Antlers is a soulful rock piano playing moose whose antlers were actually made of wood, but they kind of changed it into ply foam and fiberglass because of when the antlers breaking. Next up is BB Bubbles. BB Bubbles is a pink circus elephant who sang a really high-pitched Minnie Mouse sounding like voice. But by the time I was around, there was one guy who has been around since the 1980s or something like that, and that guy was the king himself. That's right, the king. He's an Elvis impersonator lion who has the white suit and a guitar, which I can't find anywhere. So here you go. All of the Chuck E. Cheese characters in one go. That concludes today's video. When I got all the characters out. See you next time. And remember, it's easy being Chuck E. Cheesy. And cut.